Tonight, concern in Port Lincoln as an innocent driver has her car pelted with rocks, and the latest warning from authorities on coronavirus safety measures.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Port Lincoln police are on the hunt for rock throwers who could have caused serious injury after 2 drivers were pelted with missiles along the city's busy main road. The terrifying incident has left drivers fearful it could happen again.
Driving along Hallett Place in the heart of Port Lincoln, NICOLE PFEIFFER wasn't expecting to be the target of a callous act. A hidden figure launching a rock over the fence at Centenary Oval, smashing her front windscreen.
I was in shock. I was like, holy crap, what was that? Like, you know, I had no idea what was going on. I just was terrified. Didn't understand it.
The frightening incident happened just before 11:30 on Sunday night. NICOLE quickly pulled over near the OTR to try and catch the culprit.
All I could see was 3 teenagers at the back entrance, and that was it.
She quickly rang police before inspecting the damage. The projectile had hit and smashed the driver's side windscreen. She says she was lucky to escape without serious injury.
If it had gotten any higher, then it would have probably shattered the windscreen and I probably could have been injured.
NICOLE took to social media to warn other motorists, but found she wasn't alone, with other drivers also being targeted along the stretch of road. The incident prompting police to issue a blunt warning.
Look, it's incredibly stupid. It may seem like a little bit of harmless fun, but people can be seriously injured and property can be significantly damaged from this sort of behaviour.
NICOLE is insured for the windscreen damage. Anyone with information is encouraged to get in contact with police.
You only need to look at reports back from Adelaide interstate where people have been seriously injured and killed through this sort of behaviour.
There's no point in doing it. Like, what do you get out of it? If you get caught, you're just going to be in more trouble.
Nathan REGTER, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Despite the Far West region's last confirmed case of coronavirus reported in early April, the local health district says it won't be reducing its restrictions. Safety measures will remain in place amidst growing concerns of a second wave.
COVID-free for well over 2 months, but it pays to be safe.
As the restrictions ease, we really need to maintain our testing regime even stronger than really previously.
To date, the Far West Health District has conducted more than 1,300 COVID-19 tests, 700 carried out in Broken Hill. There's only been 2 confirmed cases in late May, early April who have since recovered. Locals in the region praised for being safe but reminded to keep it up.
We are seeing a level of, relaxing in the community, but at the same time, we are seeing at the same time people who are maintaining their existing regime.
Safety measures regarding visitation to the hospital will stay put for the time being, though. It's feared with lighter restrictions in place, there could be a surge in coronavirus cases.
We are expecting some level of surge in the 4 to 6 weeks. We have systems in place. If the surge were to take place, we can certainly pivot our services to responding to that demand.
With regional travel resuming in New South Wales, those looking to visit the region have been given a blunt message from health officials.
Maintain what's made us a success, and that is physical distancing, hygiene, and really being vigilant at all times.
Patrick REINCKE, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A serial Broken Hill driving offender will face court later this month, charged with driving whilst disqualified. The 26-year-old man was spotted by police riding a motorbike on O'Neill Street on Saturday. Officers say the man had been declared a habitual traffic offender by the courts and was disqualified from driving until 2044.
They continue to get on the road and put people's lives in danger. They're declared a habitual offender. They're not allowed to drive or ride, but they still choose to break the law.
The man is facing a raft of charges, including driving whilst disqualified and driving an unregistered vehicle. Still to come tonight, heroes in the Spencer Golf honoured for their community contributions. And the latest home builder grant hailed a welcome boost for local economies. Welcome back. Tonight we acknowledge the regional recipients of this year's Queen's Birthday Honours. A registered nurse, the first female South Australian parliamentary speaker, former district commissioner and a panoramic artist are among the long list of winners receiving recognition.
Two Whyalla residents congratulating each other on a well-deserved award, the Queen's honour given to those who dedicate their time to serving the community.
Absolutely thrilled to bits. It was very unexpected, and so it's been wonderful.
Former MP, Whyalla Mayor and first female Speaker in South Australian Parliament, LYN BREUER has spent many years in local and state government.
When you get an award like this, you haven't worked to get an award. You do it because you care about your community. And I've been involved in my community for many, many years. Back, I think I started in my 30s.
A role model to women of all ages, LYN encourages young females to follow their dreams.
Every young woman nowadays, the future is there for them. If you believe in yourself, if you believe you can do it, go ahead and make it happen.
A part of many Whyalla organisations, LYN believes it's important to give back.
I was very involved in organisations here in Whyalla, such as I was involved in the Women's Shelter at one stage, the Women's Information Service, women's support groups. I also got involved then in things that were associated with council.
And she isn't the only one spending time contributing to the community. Former chairman at Whyalla's aged care facility and district commissioner for 8 years, Robert Shaw was delighted by the news.
It's just so exciting. I'm really pleased for my family. I guess we find when we do this public service, it's the families that tend to miss out while you're away doing stuff they have to do without you.
His family, his biggest support throughout the years, moving to SA as a scout from Newcastle for what was only meant to be 6 months, but the family has stayed much longer.
And I became district commissioner and a regional commissioner and leader trainer, so it was that was the beginning of coming into community life for me.
Robert continues to serve the community, now working as a JP.
You don't feel like you're doing anything special. It's just a matter of you doing things you like with people you like. At the end of the day, somebody thinks that's important, and that's really nice.
In Broken Hill, KEMP has been recognised for her contribution to the healthcare community.
No, I'm pretty chuffed.
Working as a nurse on the front line since 1975.
While I was an employee of the hospital, I did volunteer for the patient family support team, which I really love.
Her work is her passion. Now, KARREN works at St Anne's Health, volunteering and helping others.
I've been with the American Field Service, AFS, since 1996. So I've hosted students basically back to back up until 2018.
And Hawker has its very own recipient as well.
I've had awards overseas in China and those sort of places, but it's the first time I've been recognised here in Australia.
Jeffrey Morgan started as an artist from a young age, a passion and creative skill that's blossomed.
My first year teacher in grade 1 at the little Barbara Forest School, he put me into grade 7 art.
His panoramic artwork, now a tourist attraction to the town.
They seem to really enjoy it and that gives me a buzz.
A buzz too felt across Australia as our most loyal and dedicated community members received a well-deserved pat on the back. SOPHIA KONTOGONIS, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Rural flights are set to take off next week, with Qantas and Regional Express boosting flight numbers. Qantas says it will have more planes in the air by next Monday, with Port Lincoln set to be the big winner. The airport expected to have return flights every day of the week except for Saturday. Regional Express has also followed suit, doubling its current flights to the regional town. A hotel owner in Whyalla is feeling the pinch of COVID-19, struggling to fill rooms as borders continue to stay closed in South Australia for the time being. Whyalla's Foreshore Hotel says 90% of its customers are usually interstate and overseas travellers, but now it's facing its most challenging time.
It's certainly devastating, and on behalf of the Tourism Focus Group and all the members, hotel members, and all businesses really, with the borders closed, we are so reliant on interstate and overseas guests. And you could ask any of the hotels, any of the apartments at the moment, and our occupancy is very, very, very low.
The state will open its borders next month. First-time homeowners and those wanting to renovate their homes have been able to make use of the government's new Home Builder Grant. The program will help to stimulate the economy and cushion the blow from the national recession.
First-time home builders and those wanting to renovate their property have flooded in to access the government's new home builder grant. Port Lincoln residents already jumping online and applying for the scheme.
Our inquiry on residential land has increased for sure, and we've got some great new developments and existing land up for sale.
The $600 million program is set to catapult the nation's building sector and create thousands of jobs, employing carpenters, bricklayers, electricians and architects. But the devil's in the detail. Those wanting to renovate their home have to earn less than $125,000 a year, but spend more than $150,000 on the upgrade.
If you're renovating a home, if you've got a contract between $150,000 and $750,000 for a renovation, well then you could get $25,000 towards that build.
If you're hoping to get a new swimming pool, shed, garage or even an outdoor spa, think again. All applicants have to prove their renovations will improve livability, accessibility and or safety.
The renovation is obviously going to be, for the home. Getting a pool put in, I'd want to check that out before you get too excited.
First-time homeowners wanting to build can make use of up to $40,000 to help fast-track their plans.
If you've already owned a home, then it can be $25,000 towards the construction of your new home.
For more information, visit the government's website. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. Broken Hill businesses switch on to the NBN and tributes flow for a young Whyalla man who died earlier this week. Welcome back. The first Broken Hill business has switched on to the NBN, reporting a dramatic increase in its internet speeds. By the end of June, the entire city will be connected, and businesses say it couldn't have come at a better time.
Switching on for the very first time.
We have an upload speed of about 0.8. Last night I was getting 35. It was, I was so excited, it was like a kid at a candy store. All of a sudden everything was instant.
The rollout of the NBN in the Silver City is almost complete. Crews starting work late last year to bring the mining town online, encountering a tough installation.
We also had the subsurface rock. It's not far below the surface, and I think the guys tell me it's not far off the strength of steel, some of that rock. So you just have to allow a bit of extra time to do that build.
But now the first business has connected to the broadband, the Demo Club, one of what will be many clubs, shops and stores to benefit.
We think that NBN is going to be transformational for the town at a time when fast, reliable and resilient broadband has never been more important.
And it's not just businesses set to prosper. The Mayor saying locals will all experience a change with a number of sectors from education to health.
The speeds are there, that's what people want. The possibilities are there for an e-commerce development, and that we know that in health, imaging is so important. So it's here.
On the recreational side of things, gaming and streaming will also be boosted.
More connected devices at the same time. Higher quality streaming video, higher quality streaming audio, and probably open the door to a lot of different applications that you just couldn't use before. You didn't know they existed.
There are over 100 service providers for NBN. Locals encouraged to shop around to find the best price and package for their home. You may want faster speeds or more data. There's plenty of options on offer.
NBN is going to send everyone a letter within about 2 weeks of them being able to connect. But if you can't wait for that letter and you need to know now, visit our website nbn.com.au.
The remainder of the city will be switched on in the final week of June. Patrick REINCKE, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Family and friends have paid tribute to the 19-year-old Whyalla man who lost his life in a motorcycle accident earlier this week. Flowers and personal items have been placed at the scene of the tragedy.
Hailed as one of the best sport players in Whyalla, 19-year-old Tyson Hazel touched many lives.
He was a well thought of and well loved person. It's actually quite emotional to think about how many people's lives he's touched around the community.
A bed of flowers and handwritten notes from friends and family lay here on the corner of Clutterbuck Street and Hinks Avenue, remembering his life achievements and sporting career.
Tyson was just life and soul of the club. He was the first one here, a joker, but when it come to crossing the white line, he was dedicated, hard-working.
Playing footy for Rapina and soccer for more than 15 years, he started in the under-8s team at the Lions Club. His coach says he was a superstar on the field.
He was a goalkeeper, and a fantastic goalkeeper, but he was also a striker and he knew how to put the ball in the back of the net.
One of Tyson's greatest moments was standing hand in hand with his brother, holding the 2018 Soccer Grand Final trophy.
The cup final, when him and his brother both scored, is pretty special to have two brothers playing together, never mind scoring and helping us win.
A happy moment his friends and family will hold forever in their hearts.
Not only did he win the Danny Blue Supporters' Choice, so the supporters thought very highly of him as well. It's a pretty prestigious award, and he won Best and Fairest in the same night as a goalkeeper, so he had a magnificent season.
Best friend Daniel writing, "Every day from now on will be hard without you, my brother, and I hope you feel proud of the positive impacts you had on us all."
There's going to be a big hole in our club, but we'll just take his memory and take it onto the pitch, and we'll do our best in 2020 to win a league to try and honour him as best we can.
A tragic incident involving a man who will leave a lasting legacy. SOPHIA KONTOGONIS, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. We'll have the weather with Britt. Hello again. The North East Football League has announced it will go ahead with the 2020 season, which will start early next month. League officials say the competition will start on the first Saturday and run until its grand final on September 26. Not all teams will contest the season, however. The Whyalla Football Club deciding to not take the field. 2 other clubs have indicated they will play but are waiting for further restrictions to be lifted. Now for a look at your weekend weather, here's Britt Aylen.
Thanks Louise and good evening. Now before we get to the weekend, let's take a look at how today fared weather-wise. We saw above average maximums across the region, Woodna recording a high of 23 degrees, Port Augusta and Whyalla both 22. 21 the top for Port Pirie, Kadina and Cleve today. Port Lincoln and Coffin Bay both reached 20, as did Adelaide. Broken Hill with a top of 19 degrees. A bit of cloud moved over the Gulf today ahead of an approaching trough and front. To our north, mostly clear under a broad ridge of high pressure and dry air mass. So that was Friday. Now let's see how we can expect to start the weekend. A strong wind warning is in place for the lower west coast and the Spencer Gulf tomorrow, with northeasterly winds on the Gulf waters tending northerly at around 15 to 20 knots and increasing in the evening. Seas around 1 metre, increasing later in the day with south to southwesterly swells up to 1.5 metres. So if you were thinking of getting out and about to help the local economy tomorrow, you will need to take an umbrella. Showers easing at Port Lincoln with strong winds and a possible thunderstorm in the late morning and early afternoon, looking at a high of 17 degrees. Cleve, showers likely in the morning and afternoon with winds of up to 45 kilometres an hour early in the day. A top of 16 there. Showers easing at Woodna with an expected top of 17 degrees. Showers and winds easing at Whyalla tomorrow with a high of 18. A similar forecast for Kadina with those northerly winds expected to reach up to 55 kilometres an hour in the morning. Port Augusta also 18 with showers in the morning and afternoon. Showers clearing at Port Pirie, 17 the high tomorrow. Strong winds expected there also. Clare, strong northerly winds turning westerly in the afternoon. Showers from late morning clearing later in the day, a top of 15. Broken Hill looking calmer in comparison. Cloudy tomorrow with a high of 20. Moving along to Sunday now, where it's looking to be a much nicer day to get out of the house, maybe take a drive, be a tourist in your own backyard. Fine and partly cloudy over most of the region, with showers about the lower Eyre Peninsula in the evening. 19 the top for Port Augusta, Woodna and Whyalla. Kadina 18. Broken Hill, Port Lincoln and Port Pirie all expected to reach 17 degrees. Monday, much the same, showers about the lower Eyre Peninsula, but mostly fine elsewhere. Tops of 20 for Port Augusta and Whyalla, highs in the late teens for the other major centres. And we can expect a fine and partly cloudy day on Tuesday, with maximum temperatures ranging from 17 to 20 degrees. And Louise, that's the weekend weather. Wet and windy tomorrow, but looking lovely on Sunday.
Lovely, thank you for that, Britt. And that's your local news for this week. Thank you for joining us. We'll have updates later. Until then, have a lovely and safe evening. Good night.